Okay, so if we all start standing up on our mats, that would be wonderful. And I also made a little promise to my sister that I'd do a little shout out to Lucy, Olive and Bonnie, just to say hello while I'm doing the yoga video, so that when they watch it back, they can see their Auntie Anna saying hello. So hello girls, okay? So today, we're going to be doing yoga that's based on metabolism. So when I mean that, I mean it's like getting the systems working. So we're going to be working on the digestive system, so just stimulating it to try and encourage waste removal. We're going to be working on the lungs, the respiratory, to try and make sure that we're getting good air in and it's helping the circulation. And we may do some very quite hard work with power type yoga. So we'll see how that goes, but we're just going to start with our feet together. Hands on your hips. Take your feet apart. And then take the heels down to the side. And before we move, we'll just have a little sway through the body. Let the head move. Make sure you're not throwing yourself about too much. And feel nice and comfortable. Make sure while we stand in this position, we're neither sticking out the mat behind us nor swinging on our hips. It's not our hips. So come up nice and tall, tailbone in that nice and neutral position. We're going to take a big deep breath in. Let's take the hands up and reach up and hold the breath at the top. And now as we exhale, just let the hands slowly come down. And do that again, but think about all the air's doing in the lungs as you go up. So we're going to take a big deep breath and look up at the hands. Hold the air there. Just let the arms move so you can feel the air filling up different areas of the lungs that are normally restricted. And then exhale, bring the hands back down. We're going to inhale, take the hands back up again. And as we exhale, we're just going to bend the knees and just take the hands in front of the knees. And inhale back up. So warming the knees up. And exhale back down. Inhale up. Exhale back down. One last time. Inhale up. Exhale back down. Stay down, let your body hang. You're going to be in a position where you're on a slight chair. The weight's back so you can wiggle your bum into that chair. And you're just going to let the body hang and you can have a little sway from side to side, like a monkey. And then go down towards the ground and let your body rest on the top of your thighs and let your head drop. A couple of breaths here. Really let the breath go. Really fill up the lungs as much as you can and hold it. Let the breath go. Take the hands down around the sides, lift them up behind you, nice and high. And as you exhale, push through the feet, come up nice and tall. Big deep breath in at the top and reach. And we're gonna ski down. We're gonna inhale back up and down. Retain the breath at the top. Hold it in. Last time and down. Inhale, nice and high. Exhale, take the hands behind your back. Just the fingers together. Don't think about stretching over here, think about closing the shoulder blades. So you can close and draw the shoulder blades in, and that's going to make your ribcage flare. Take your chin up towards the ceiling. Now you're going to feel quite restricted in your back, so I want you to breathe in and try and take air and open the shoulder blades without moving your arms. Think about really expanding through the chest. Feel it lift through the ribcage. And as you exhale, we're just going to let the hands drop, tuck the tummies in and round. Hands up over the head behind you. Exhale, drop the hands down, come back up. Inhale, open up the hands, take clasp of the hands behind your back. And then last time, let's drop that down. Head's nice and loose. What I want you to try and do is see if you can start to straighten the legs and then bend the knees. So go straight. If you can't touch the ground, you can use a cushion, you can use a block. It doesn't really matter whether you've got perfectly straight legs at the moment, we're just warming through the backs of the knees. But I want you to, when you try and straighten, to feel that stretch happen through the backs of the knees. We're going to come up and hold a straight leg position, and even if you can't touch the ground, you're going to put your hands on your legs because I want the weight to be forward over your toes rather than sinking back behind. So if we can, wherever we feel comfortable, even if we need to put our hands on our back. Okay, and then let all the weight fall forward as much as you can. That's it. Now Bend the knees, take the hands up and round the side this time, coming up nice and high. And hands up. Lattice them together in front of the heart. Big deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to round through the back and push the hands out. Think about stretch through the fingers there. We are going to be doing some down facing dogs, so we want to get some nice stretch through the wrists and the fingers. Inhale, take your hands up, arch, and just see if you can extend through the front and try not to put too much pressure on the spine. Big deep breath in. Now contract your tummy muscles, contract so your pelvis tilts in the opposite direction, and we're going to round through the back. Variation, we're going to open up the arms and open up the chest. Take the chin up. Exhale, coming forward and rounding, palms just facing in, chin to chest. Inhale, opening up behind. Really have a nice big stretch. Exhale, coming in. Last time, inhale, take it behind. Onto behind your body, you're going to bend your elbows. Arms facing forward, big deep breath in. And as you exhale, keep those elbows behind you and push up. And round the front, round through your back, bring the elbows together. We're going to do that again. We're going to open up. Exhale, come up. Inhale, come down. Exhale, open. Inhale up. Exhale, down. And then just drop the hands down. Now we are working on lung capacity today. So what I want you to do is, we've done this before, just drop your hands down, give them a good shake. And we're just warming up the body, so we don't want to overwork as not to start with. Before we actually move on, just give your feet some movement. We do a lot. We're walking on our feet, we exercise, we tend to not stretch them. So spread your toes and see if you can move across the balls of your feet from side to side. Obviously be careful you don't put any pressure on your hips. And make sure you feel comfortable while you're doing it. If you can, only if you feel comfortable. Turn the toes over and move on top of them. Not everybody's happy doing this. Don't worry if you can't. It's really over personal preference. Take your hands out to the side. We're going to breathe in and we're going to retain the breath. We're going to do big circles with the arms backwards. Although the arms are moving around, it's really happening all through the shoulders, feeling it massage through the lungs. So we're going to inhale, retain the breath. 3 moves. 1, 2, 3. Pull the hands back, push the air out. Inhale, take the hands down, breathe in. Bring the arms forward. 1, 2, 3. Pull the hands back, push the air out. Hands up nice and high, breathe in deeply. The breath go. Now we're going to breathe in as deeply as we can, so take it in and retain it. Now see if you can sniff a little bit more air in. And a bit more. And let the breath go. So you should feel like you've got a lot of oxygen in your lungs. Take yourself to the back of the mat. For a moment, put your hands on your hips. Just have a little march without lifting the feet off the ground. Let the hips have a sway. Warm the hips through. Get those hip flexors nice and warm, so we're not putting too much pressure on them through the hip. And then see if we can just drop the hands down and have a little march. When we're marching, we're not leaning back. Not so cartoon. We're going to stay up so when you lift, contract through your tummy. And if you feel you can have the arms in, we're going to put opposite arm to opposite knee. I know that's quite straightforward. This time you might feel that you haven't got the energy. This time at night, or frustrating. I think what you're doing is stimulating your digestive system while you're doing it, so you're squeezing through your digestive system. 1 more on each side. Bring your hands up, big deep breath in. Keep your legs with a slight crack but not totally bent. Coming down, let your tailbone stick into the air so you can feel the stretch underneath your seat area here. Let your head drop down. In that breath, place your hands on your knees, lift your head up, arch through your back, exhale, contract, so tilt that tailbone, contract through the body, round, 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 big deep breath in at the top, exhale back down. Do it again, hands onto knees, lift the head up, retain the breath, head loose, contracting around, Inhale at the top and open. Last time, warmed up the knees, warm up the spine. Put your hands on your knees, lift your head up. Exhale, contract around, hold, don't lift the hands off the knees, hold, hold, hold. Inhale, take the head back. Exhale, contract around, hold on to the knees still. Last time, inhale, take the head back. And this time we are going to lift. We're going to exhale, draw back, open up the hands. And come back down. So you should have a little bit of rising heart rate, getting warm, getting the oxygen moving. Just have some movement through your feet. So, back into our nice neutral position. Remember, feet together, take them apart, drop them down so we've got the hips there. Okay? Respiratory breath, where we make sure we feel like we're in a perfectly neutral stance and we can just breathe before we move. It's a meditative moment. Hands round the side. Take them up and over the head. Hold. Bend the knees and let the body weight come forward. Do that one more time, just while my sister fixes her camera. Coming up nice and high. And then exhale, we're going to come back down. And we're going to walk the hands out into a down facing dog. So we're just going to do that very loosely, then lower the knees. While we're on all fours, what I want you to do is I want you to turn your hands, if you can, either inwards or out to the side, so rotate them outwards. And I want you to see if you can lift the weight backwards and roll through your fingers very gently. You don't want to hurt hands, we just want to start to fully stretch the hands. Okay? And then place your hand down, just do one at a time, so have one arm which is at a slightly awkward angle and your other hand nice and loose, and just move through that wrist, circle around that wrist. Be very careful, people have very weak wrists. Turn that hand back the other way and do it on the other side. Rotate that hand as far around to the side outwards as you can go, and then let's rotate through the wrist. Be very careful again, some people might find this a bit uncomfortable. Turn the hand back over. Remember how we do down facing dog. So hands are in line with your shoulders, knees slightly in line with your hips. You're going to take your weight back, push away from your wrist, feel your bottom off the ground and lift your bum into the air. Have a move through your knees, pushing your heels down towards the ground so you can feel there's a stretch moving through the backs of your legs. Let your hips move. More freedom you've got in your spine and through your hips, better your digestion will be. So let's encourage that. Nice stationary position. Take a lovely breath in. And let's walk the hands back, one hand at a time. Into your forward fold, let your head drop. Keep your legs straight if you can. Take your hands round the side, lift them up and over your head. Retain the breath at the top. And exhale, coming back down. Inhale, straighten your legs. Exhale, walk yourself out to downward dog. Sink the weight back through your heels. Try and hold steady for a moment if you can. Breathe in, let your tummy expand. Exhale, try and draw your belly button in towards your spine, up and towards your ribcage. Contraction, so breathe and expand. Exhale, contract, just stimulating all the organs. Push it out through your mouth, let's hear a noise. Big deep breath in. Pushing it out. Inhale. Exhale, walk your hands back to your forward fold. Straight legs, let the head get a little bit lower. Put the weight in the balls of your feet, not in your heels if you can help the head nice and loose. Slight crack in knees as you lift, so inhale, taking the hands up and over the head. We exhale by skiing down. We're going to bend the knees and we're going to
We're going to take a breath in, lift the body so we've got nice straight legs. And then we're going to exhale back out to our down facing. We're going to add a variation in. We're going to breathe in. And as we exhale, we're going to lower and hover the knees. Inhale back up. In through the heels as we retain the breath. Exhale, lower and hover the knees. Inhale back up. Retain as you sink the ankles down. Exhale, hover the knees. Inhale last time. Exhale, walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. Fall into that lovely forward fold. Inhale, put your hands on your above your knees, bend them, lift your head up. Exhale, contract, run that stimulation for the digestion, coming up nice and high. Exhale, taking the hands around the side and coming back down. Inhale, straighten your legs, lift your head slightly. Nice elongated spine, and as we exhale, let's bend the knees slightly, take the hands out to that downward facing dog. Quite challenging for this time in the morning. Walk through your heels again. If we can get the heart rate up, get the muscles all full of lovely warmth, we can actually start to boost the metabolism. We're going to inhale, lower the knees. Exhale, coming back up, sinking through those heels. Inhale, lower the knees. Exhale, contract and round through the back, chin to chest. Draw the hands back as you inhale, take the hands up and over the head. And then exhale, come back down onto all fours. Let the feet fall flat behind us. I'm just going to have a little wiggle from side to side, so snaking through the hips from side to side. Let the back and the torso start to move and sway. So you can feel the spine sort of oscillating, you can feel some release through the muscles. Let yourself draw a big round circle with your tailbone, so make your back end look very attractive. We're just going to draw and then change direction, so we're just allowing those muscles to be awake, also let them just letting go of those extensions. Good. Nice and relaxed. We're going to come onto our fingertips. So if you feel uncomfortable on your fingertips, you can actually use your fists. Careful with your wrists. I know that we're doing quite a lot up and down today. I want you to lift a knee up behind you. So breathe in. As you exhale, you're going to contract and round through your body. Pull your knee underneath towards your forehead and step your foot forward. Nice. Let the hips have a little drop here so you can feel that stretch happening. Make sure your heel's in line with your knee and you're not overhanging. Move up and down a couple of times just to let some warmth move through the knees. So if you need something underneath the back of your bottom of your knees, I understand, because not everybody's probably on carpet. Warming through the hip flexors, letting the hips have a little warm. Okay, we're going to come up onto our knee. So this is where we're starting to challenge how we move. So if you need to put your back foot on the ground to support yourself, I'm going to do that. If you can, I'm going to turn the same arm to the same knee on the same side of the body, and we're just going to open up the hands. Big deep breath in. If you want to go one step further, you're going to place your hand on the ground and you're going to draw back your, rotate through your rib cage. So we're going to draw that shoulder back, drawing the shoulder blades in towards each other and looking up towards the ceiling. Your hand is not in line, your shoulder is high. And we're going to use the leg to stop the knee moving by pushing the elbow into that supporting. Now your breathing is going to be very restricted here, so breathe in deeply. Let the breath go. Well, you tummy muscles in as you let the breath go. Stimulate those organs again. Big deep breath in. Squeeze and let it go. Last time, breathe in. Exhale, bring your hand back down. Straddle your foot onto your fingertips or your fists, your clenched fists. If you can, we're going to dig the toe in But we're not going back down to all fours, we're going into downward facing dog, so take your time. This is quite intense. Big deep breath in, take your head up first. And exhale, see if you can draw your foot back and place it back down. Place your hands back into a nice, comfortable position on the ground. A little move through your hips. Breathe in. Exhale, contract your muscles up into underneath the rib cage. Inhale. Exhale, walk your hands back. Nice and slowly let all the breath go as you let the weight drop down towards your toes. Breathe in and out. Inhale, take the hands up and over the head. Arching through the back. We're going to exhale, just put a little crack in the knees and dive back down. Inhale, lift the legs straight, straighten and elongate the spine coming up with the head. Exhale, bend those knees and walk yourself out. Done, well done. Straighten the legs, have a move through your knees. Inhale here. And as you exhale, hover your knees. Inhale back up. Place the heels down as you exhale. Inhale, coming back up onto the toes. Exhale, place the knees down. Well done. Inhale, take the head back with the chin up. Exhale, contracting around. Back to neutral, let the feet fall flat, come onto your fingertips. Inhale, take your foot out behind on the other side, breathe in. Bend your knee, exhale, contracting round as much as you can, chin towards the knee, round through the back, and then place your foot down. Sinks in the back, knee goes back a little bit, you can stretch down through the legs and the hips on the other side. Just for a minute, get yourself comfortable. And then let's gently rock backwards and forwards again. Let's have a little warm. Moving backwards and forwards, you're going to feel the stretch here, you're going to feel it in your hip flexors. Anything that feels uncomfortable, if you don't feel that if it's too much for you in any time during the practice, just have a sit down, have a move, or just try and adapt it so you do feel comfortable. Okay. Place that hip down, let's have a little stretch. Okay. We're going to come up with one elbow onto the same knee, and we're going to draw that arm up towards the ceiling like we did before. Now, if you feel you can, I should move around so you can see. If you feel you can, you're going to drop that hand down, and you're going to lift up and rotate the spine, opening up the chest towards the ceiling. Think about the shoulder blades closing in towards each other so you can really draw it, like the chest facing the ceiling, or as comfortably as you can do. Big deep breath in. Breathe into that restriction. Breath go. And again. Go. Breathe in. Exhale, bring your hand back down. Straddle your foot again. We're going to go to downward facing dog. So lift your head up. And as we exhale, stepping back, placing that foot down. Place the hands down. Have a move through the knees. That's it. So, just going to inject something just to get the heart rate up a little bit. So we're going to inhale. Now you can walk your feet to your hands, or if you want to try with me, you're going to see if you can hop forward. Big deep breath in. And you can walk them back, or you can back. If you have problems with your shoulders, do be careful. Big deep breath in. Let's do that again. Bend your knees a little bit. Either walk, or if you can hop, you can hop. And then we're going to inhale. Bend your knees, and if you can hop back, walk out, depending on what you feel comfortable doing, and back out. Inhale. Bend and hover your knees. Inhale back up. Bend and hover your knees. Inhale back up. Bend and hover your knees. Stay here, hold here. I want you to move across your wrists with your knees off the ground. That's it. And then peel back up to down facing dog. Take a breath in. And walk your hands all the way back to your feet. All into a forward fold again. The weight in front of your toes, not in your heels. Just be breathing yourself. Let everything fall. We're going to do something slightly different. So we're going to inhale, take the hands up and over the head. We're going to exhale, dive down, keep the legs straight, elongate the spine, leading with the chest. Going down, keeping the legs straight this time, let the head drop. Breathe in. As we exhale, we're going to walk the hands back out to downward facing dog. Okay. Now, I know some of you have never been to my class before, so I know some of this is going to be a little bit challenging, but I know most of you have. So we're going to give it a go anyway. We're going to take the foot up behind us. Yeah. We're going to bend the supporting leg, and then we're going to come up onto our toes on the supporting leg first, and that down. Now do that again. Come up onto the toes, and bring your knee through. That was well done. I know it wasn't the easiest thing, and I know people have adapted their moves to suit them, which is fine. Okay, what we're going to do is going to try and keep the back foot down. We're going to keep the knee off the ground this time. And if you feel you can, you're going to come up onto your toes. In fact, let's all try and bend our toes for a moment. I want you to see if you can push off the ground and come up. Remember, this is a more energetic class. It's for digestion, for metabolism, so it's going to be hard work today, so just take your time with it. If you feel you can, you're going to put one hand, the opposite hand on your opposite knee, and you're going to rotate and open up your chest towards your hip bone. Not the inside line of your body, towards your hip bone. Now, I want you to push your back knee up towards the ceiling and feel it stretch through that hip flexor. If it's too much, absolutely. Big deep breath in. Exhale, coming up. Put your hands down. Place your back foot down. I'm going to move so you can see into that too next. It's slightly easier. Bring the elbow up, a bit like we did when we're on our knees. And we're going to rotate and open the spine. If you feel your legs are probably starting to burn here, if you feel you can, you're going to bring your hands into prayer. You're going to open up that shoulder and look up. But if you feel your balance is uncomfortable, just find somewhere to keep the gaze looking so you don't fall. If you want to go that one step further, you're going to place the hand down and you're going to reach up towards the ceiling. Big deep breath in. Exhale, bring your hand down. Straddle your foot. Turn your back foot. Big deep breath in. Glide back. Give your legs some movement. Place it down back in. Good breaths. You get to the point where downward facing dog starts to be hard, and then it starts to get easy because you actually prefer it to the other moves. So enjoy being in it. Okay, walk your hands back nice and slowly. Forward fold. Keep your legs straight. Lift the hands up and over the head. Exhale, leaning forward, try not to use the hands. If you need to support your spine, you can. If you can, I'm just going to come forward and hold. Lengthening the spine there, lengthening the back of the legs, and then dropping all the way down. Once your fingertips, lift your head up. Exhale, bend your knees. And let's have a little walk out. Straighten the legs back into down. So make sure your weight's away from your wrists. You can have bent knees if you want, but we're taking the bum towards the heels rather than having the weight over the shoulder. In a minute. Okay. A big deep breath in. You're going to lift one leg off the ground. Going to bend the front leg, we're going to come up onto the toe, and back down, and then we're going to come up onto the toe. Use it to propel ourselves forward. We can come onto our fingertips, one leg through. We're going to place the foot down. Very well done. That was not easy, so very well done. Okay. Stay on your toe for a moment if you can. I can understand you need to put things down. The body's getting a bit tired now. We're going to bring the hands up and lift. So push your back knee up, squeeze your glute while you're up, hold your body, glutes, the set of them. We're going to put your opposite hand onto your opposite knee, same as we did before. We're going to rotate and open. If you want, put your knee down, open your knee down. You can put your knee down, but I meant your elbow down. If you can, I'm just going to keep the body upright and a nice big stretch. You're challenging every muscle in your body, but you're also stimulating digestion and getting a nice movement through the rib cage. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to come back down. Place your elbow down on your knee and lift your other hand up. So we're rotating and opening your hips up towards the other side. Again, get over the line. I'm going to have to change. Yeah. Your tailbone moves forward, your hips are open. If you feel you can bring your hands into prayer position, look towards the ceiling. If not, keep your head nice and neutral. And if you want to go that one step further, you're going to lower the body down and lift the hand up. Now, I know your legs and your knees are going to be burning, so be careful. Big breath in. Exhale, bring your hand down. Bring your hand down. Take your leg back, give it a release. Into downward facing dog. Although we're using core strength, we're not thinking about our core strength today. We're thinking about movement through the hips, stimulating the digestive system, and rotating and opening through the thoracic spine so we can increase lung capacity as well and stop triggers moving down the body. Big deep breath in. We're going to move over our hands and back again. Careful with your shoulders. If you need to stay your stance is wider. That's okay. We're going to just move, and if you feel it's too much for your wrists, you always just hold down facing dog. Do that a couple more times. If you can, and you feel comfortable, you're going to hold a plank. If you feel you can go that one step further, you can rock over your wrist. If not, put your knees down. It's absolutely fine. No reason to challenge yourself more than you feel comfortable to do. And we're going to drop the hips, drop the knees, bend the body, and come on. Flat. Lattice your hands together, your feet, your bum. Squeeze. I want you to imagine you're rolling everything in towards the centre line of your body. So your heels are together. You're doing really well. It's quite a tough class, so well done. Just take the head up and open the chest. Why not punch your shoulders? So drawing the neck out, we're elongating the spine. It's important, and we're squeezing our bum muscles, so we're not putting the pressure in our lower spine. And this is really important. Okay, so think the bum muscles taking that pressure away from the spine. Get the head up. Now, the bum should be fully being engaged. I want you to see if you can rotate, look around at your feet. You're going to feel a strain on the neck, so be careful, and come all the way to the other side. Come back to centre. Now, lift our hips off the ground. See if we can walk. Don't have to do it. This is intense. I'm going to see if we can walk our hands towards our elbows. Not going all the way, just want to see the weight through the elbows. Then back down. Yeah. So if you have shoulder problems or it makes you feel uncomfortable, don't do it. That was really well done. Everyone gave it a go. Let's see if we can do it again. Be careful, make sure. What I want you to do while you're in this position to make sure your shoulders are supported, and actually grab hold of your wrists on either side and your arms on either side. I should have said this beforehand. And then drop your hands down, because you can see the elbows moving on with your shoulders. Otherwise, if you're here and going up, you're putting pressure through your back. It's uncomfortable. So make sure you're holding on. Clasp the hands together. Dig your toes in. Big deep breath in. See if you can lift. You can come to your knees first if you want. Slow. Don't force yourself. We're not rushing. You can make the body work. You can make the metabolism kick in without having to do aerobic. Just making the muscles work. That's it. Well done. That was the last of that. You have to do. That's over. Place yourself down. Place your hands next to your chest. Push up. walking your arms right down to your heels. Now, place your forehead on the mat and have a well-deserved breather. What we're going to do now is we're going to stay on the mat and we're going to be stimulating and moving and twisting. So it's less intense. But while we're here, let's have a breathe. Relax the body and let the breath go. Let the tummy muscles really soften. Enjoy being still for a moment. Let the shoulders take all that pressure off the shoulders. Now what we're going to do is we are going to walk the hands around to one side. So just lovely breath in, keep the body nice and low, lift the head. And as we exhale, we walk both hands around to one side, place them against the ground. I'm going to use a little bit of encouragement, so holding on and just encouraging the body to come around, let the body fall down. Now you're going to naturally have a stretch on one side. I want you to think where the compression is. When you take the breath in, I want you to breathe into that compressed areas. Breathing in. So let the weight get heavier, let the body drop a little bit further. And again. Let it go. 1 last time. Breath, retain it. Feel it pushing into the body, and then exhale, release. Inhale, walk all the way round. Place your hands down. Encourage that stretch by letting the weight sink down. Hold on to the ground and let the body positive encouragement through that. Just pulling against it. Big deep breath into the compression. Start stretching back. Feel it massage the organs, massage all look towards the ribcage, let the breath go. Body be heavy as you let it go down. You have your hands as far out as close to your body. And again, breathing in. You can encourage that stretch a bit more if you can. Keep your knees still. Last time, we're going to hold the breath. So breathe into the compression. Retain the breath, hold it there. And release. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, round through your back, coming up. Draw your hands back, really arch your back. Take a breath and expand through the shoulders and feel it massage all over the torso, all the way down to the hips. Exhale, reach up nice and high. Inhale. Exhale, put your hands on your hips, your back, just at the top of your bum. You're going to put your hands to the soft parts just at the top where you can feel your bum starting, and your thumbs are up against your spine to support it. You don't want any pressure in the spine. So what we're going to do is we're going to lean back and we're going to squeeze it, so tilt that tailbone, so we're going to squeeze the bum muscles and push the hips forward. You're going to instantly feel that stretch here and through the tummy. Feel it in your back, you want better support and really want to activate your bum muscles. And if you want, you can just come up a little bit higher. We're going to hold here and we're going to breathe. So if you feel uncomfortable, you can also have your knees apart and your feet together. You can just and breathe in and exhale back into that very close like arch through there. And very gently walk yourself back out on the floor. That little wobble through the hips. Let move up, let the shoulders begin to move. And just have a little sway from side to side. And then what I want you to do when we're swaying is we're swaying from side to side, I want you to take it and I want you to let that hip start to drop. So you're going to feel a stretch to the side of the bum down towards the knee there. And then take it over towards you. There's no pressure on the shoulders. It's nice and soft, just allow the weight to follow that naturally without having to force it. Do it again on the other side. Some people might feel this in the back, it isn't comfortable. Back up, and again onto the other side. Breath moving. You're going to be on all fours, and you're going to take one hand off the ground. So we're going to lift and open. We rotate the shoulder back by drawing the shoulder blades in and opening up through the side of the body. See if you can lean the hand back slightly, so now stretching up and rotating through the side. Big deep breath in. We're going to come down underneath the body. We're going to do what we call threading the needle. So we're going to come underneath. I'm going to reach and rotate the spine in the opposite direction. And we're going to do that again. So we're going to inhale and we're going to come up and we're going to lean in, but use your shoulder blades to support you. You're going to feel the stretch through your hip. Exhale, coming down and reaching and all the way. Last time, inhale, coming up. That's it, retaining, and then exhale, all. Inhale, bring your hand up, bring your other one up, reaching up nice and high. Reach behind you and rotate your shoulders a couple of times. We are going to relieve the shoulders in a moment. Then bring ourselves back down onto all fours, and we're going to do the same on the other side. Again, a couple of moves from side to side just to release the spine. And with inhale, we're going to draw that hand up. Draw your shoulder blades together at the back of your body. Breathe in. Exhale, let's come down and rotate. Inhale, let's rotate and open. Feeling the stretch in the hip there. Exhale. Last time, inhale and open. Take the breath. Exhale. Inhale, lift that hand up. Lift the other hand up. Exhale, let the hands go. Rotate through. And we're going to pretend we're some Arabian Nights somewhere. We're going to put our knees on the ground and we're just going to sway around. Sway from side to side. And if you want to add some hips in as well, we're going to give it some pep, you can do. And then we're going to circle the arms just a couple of nice and loose. Try not to hit anything. Try not to take people out or furniture. Let the arms have a little sway. Look like we're doing a little sway. Okay. What you to do is pop yourself down the mat, so you can do that in the most graceful way, or just plop yourself down. I'm really not too upset, so if we're going to come down, just plop yourself down on the mat. And we're going to take, to start with, we're going to take the legs out in front of us. Now, if you do feel like your legs are quite tight at back, you can put a cushion underneath your knees. Really up. Inhale, take your hands up. Breath. I'm going to hinge from the hips. Not hinging from here, we're hinging from the hips. So bring the weight over the tops of the legs and drop the weight down. Let the head fall. Now breathe and expand your tummy. So really push your tummy into your legs. Really expand through the organs in the digestive area. Now tuck your belly button back. Try and squeeze those muscles in. Pulling them off your legs. And one more time. Squeezing back. Inhale, lift the hands up. Lift it up, stretching spine. Exhale, bring your hands down, place them down by your back and just push the chest open. Fingertips away from you. And so draw the shoulder blades back so the chest naturally opens. Now, you're going to lift the head up towards the ceiling, and when you take the breath in, it's going to be lovely and cool. So when you just breathe in and really feel like golden light, and it's coming into the middle of your chest, and you feel your ribcage kind of opening, it's letting light in, expanding through your body. So let's take a nice big deep breath in. Hold it there, let the head exhale. Inhale, take the head, keep it high, expanding that light through the ribcage. And lift your hands, drop them down by your sides, and just put your chin to your chest and let the breath go. Take the hands round sides, making that light bubble really big. Come up. And then let's let the body hinge from the hips and come back down and drop your weight down. Push the air this time into your tummy, so pushing that light into your belly button, really making your belly button go towards your legs. Breathe in. Now tuck your belly button back, try and touch your spine with it. Really squeeze those muscles. and again. And squeeze the muscles. Last time. Squeeze them. Less about what's happening in the legs, more what's happening in the tummy. We're going to lift the head, lift the shoulders. Imagine someone's underneath your armpits and they're pulling you up. And then dropping you down. Just have a little motion. You can feel your bum's not going to lift, but you can feel the weight transfer from side to side. And a bit like, oh. It feels nice. Let the spine move, let it oscillate. Let the arms move. I'm moving up and down as I don't, but you don't have to. Take the hands up, have a reach from side to side. That's it. And then make sure, as we call it, the extremities have a movement as well. So move through your feet. Okay, we are going to do things with the shoulders to near the end of the class, but before we do that, we're actually going to roll down on the mat. So place your feet at the front of the mat. I'm assuming everyone's got a mat. Your area, place your feet at the front of the area, hand out in front, and we're going to actually roll the spine. We're not going to lean back, but you're going to roll. So we're going to tilt that tailbone and feel one vertebrae at a time. So you're still activating the tummy muscles, but one vertebrae at a time, coming all the way down to the mat. Reach the hands over the head. Breathe here, because it's nice to do, isn't it? So we're going to bring the hands now out to the side, and one foot at a time. So we're going to use the back, so ground you, try and lose the space between your back and the mat. So we're going to tilt the tailbone slightly, squeezing up through the pelvic floor, and we're going to lift one leg up, and then we're going to lift the other leg up. Hands around to the side. So you're activating those muscles, so you feel like you're really contracting up and in the body. You're wearing, putting everything into that centre line and up. Big deep breath in, put your knees together, knees at a right angle. We're just going to roll all the way down to it. Oh, don't know if you heard me click, but there you go. Have a little, now if it's too much, you can always adjust the legs to suit you, or you can let the arm move off the ground if you want. So, you're going to do that again. Do one leg at a time if you feel comfortable, but if you can, I want you to put both knees together, roll over the top, roll across your back, feel that back round in, so you're losing that gap, and you're going to drop the legs down and look towards your back hand. And we're going to come back a couple of seconds because we're going to go back over and then we're going to add a move in. We're going to inhale, come up. This time, place your feet down. And then we're just going to keep the knees together and we're just going to roll them to one side. And let yourself roll onto your hips so your hips are stacked. But your shoulders are leaning against the ground. So your knees are in line with each other, your hips are pretty much stacked, but your shoulders are reaching behind you. Feet are nice and comfortable, you feel like you can sit on that. You're going to take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to reach all the way over the top hand. And we're going to inhale, we're going to reach all the way open. And let that shoulder be heavy and let the shoulder drop. Try and keep your knees and your bums still. One more time, let's do that again. Coming all the way over. And last time, inhale all the way down. And keep your knees and your lower half of the body still. We're going to roll back up onto our front, onto the back. Just making things up as I go along sometimes. And then take your knees all the way around to the other side. Stack your hips and knees on top of each other. Let your shoulder drop to the other side. Inhale, reach over the top, try and touch the top of your palm. Exhale. Let the body go heavy, let the shoulder reach up and rotate. And again, inhale, coming up over the top. And exhale. So although we're actually using helping the spine move, the thoracic spine, we're actually stimulating digestion, and that's what we're concentrating. Obviously, this is all amazing for the the spinal system and think about what's happening with our digestion. And then we're going to inhale and come back up and sink back against the ground. We're going to put on your left leg, you're going to put your right foot on top. And then we're going to roll to your left hand side. A much deeper sigh. Let your back shoulder, it might lift a little bit, just let it be heavy. You're not trying to pull, you're not trying to encourage it too much, you're letting the weight of your body, the weight of your legs, encourage that movement through the spine. So anything that's uncomfortable, what you can do is move your top legs so there's not so much pressure through the base of your spine or your shoulders. Now see if you can use your tummy muscles to engage as you lift the weight back up. And now we're going to transfer the weight onto the other side. So on the other side, I'm going to rotate all the way. Oh, that's nice. Don't know if the teacher's allowed to enjoy it, but she is. And then just let it sink. And if the shoulder's slightly lifted, I'm not too worried. You can have a little, if you feel like your back can have a little bit of movement here, that's fine. But don't worry if you need to move the leg to release it. It's what feels comfortable for you. If you get a little backache or you have tight back and hip, you're going to know what's more comfortable for you, as long as you're doing it safely, and that's all that matters. We're going to inhale, come back up, and release that foot. We're going to cross the feet over. You can hold onto your knees or your ankles, and we're going to rock up, and then we're going to sit on top. Now, if you need to put yourself on the blocks so you're a bit higher, or you want to have your legs out in front of you, you're perfectly welcome to. But both bum cheeks have equal weight through them. Knees are nice and soft. Okay. It's on top of our tailbone, so we're not slouching. So if you are slouching and you're trying to sit up, you need to elevate your body underneath your butt. Nice and tall. And we are going to just let the neck have some room before we do anything else. A lot of pressure through them. Obviously we'll sit up and feel like we need to groom ourselves. We're going to bring the hands into prayer, and we're going to have the elbows level with the heart. Shoulders, hands level with the heart. We're going to breathe in. And we're going to round through, and we're going to open up the back of the shoulders. Now, when we do down facing dog, there's a lot going on through the back of the shoulders, so we need to relieve them. So chin to chest, and we're going to breathe into our shoulder blades and imagine them opening. So breathe in. Let the breath go. And again. Let the breath go. Inhale, take the hands up. And we're going to rotate. So you can feel the shoulder blades moving around, sliding across the back. So you're feeling the shoulder blades slide and move around. And let's take it in the opposite direction. What you'll also feel is you'll feel your tailbone moving, and you'll feel your tummy muscles sort of having a little bit of massage. So it's not just about your arms, really, everything's working. Inhale nice and high. Exhale, open up behind, take the hands down behind your back, clasp them together, draw your shoulder blades together and lift open the heart. Now, similar principles we had before, take your chin up without putting pressure on your neck. Breathe in that beautiful light and expand through the chest. So, feeling good about yourself. Taking in fresh energy and fresh enthusiasm. So we're breathing again, really expanding. Lovely energy is moving through all of our joints. Let the breath go. Nurturing, healing. Inhale, bring the hands back to center. As we exhale, let's open up those shoulder blades again. Remember, we're going to breathe in that beautiful light and expand across the back. It supports our spine. It's so important, so let's give it some nourishment. Breathe in. As we exhale, we're going to lift up. Inhale, open up your hands, bring your shoulders down, elbows behind your body. And as we exhale, elbows come in, around through the body. Inhale back up. Exhale out and down. Inhale around the shoulders, really let that round motion happen. Contract it to the front. Exhale. Inhale one more time. And that sounds good. Inhale. Come back down, come back forward. And then turn the hands, take them up, and then twice on each side. Let's move through the shoulders. We tend to give our arms a big stretch, which is so important really, because it's really where, you know, next to our heart and our neck's so important. Let your head have a movement up and down. Not a case of anything contrived, it's just beginning of feet. You might want to just have a wobble in one direction, you might want to do a couple of figures of 8s with your chin. It's just letting that neck relieve any tension it's had on it. When you're in down facing dog, there's a lot of pressure going through that area of the body. So encourage a little bit of movement through the neck. And also when this is tight, you feel tired and it puts pressure on your thyroid gland. So we just want to make sure they're nice and loose. And then back to new. Place one hand down on the ground. On that axis, we're going to inhale and reach the hand up. We're going to lean and keep your bum and your knees still. Inhale, open up behind, draw your shoulder blades together. Exhale, come across and just tap the ground opposite across the knee. You're going to feel that in your hip, but just be careful that you don't lift your bum and your knees off the ground. Now breathe into your tummy, expand your tummy. Let your weight drop. And again, creep that hand forward. Stay nice and low, relax. And then draw the hand back, lift it up over the head. Exhale onto the other side, nice big stretch again. Just leaving the legs perfectly still. Arms facing down, fingertips and thumbs together like the raggy dolls. Inhale, taking both fingers and one thumb. Take the hands back. Inhale, come over the top, tap the ground. Take a breath. Let the breath go. Let the body relax. Out again. Let the body completely relax. As you like stretch, so hands back your. And then inhale, lift your hand. We're going to take the feet apart and cross them back open direction. Hands on knees. And we're going to take a breath in on the central axis. We're going to turn the shoulder and come down towards that knee. Inhale up, turn, and down. Think about squeezing your tummy muscles in as you let the breath go. So we're going to inhale, come down, squeeze your tummy muscles, roll around front, and inhale at the other knee and come back up. Squeeze your tummy muscles down, roll around the knee, inhale back up. Last time, turn and roll, squeeze the tummy muscles, and breathe in. Last time on the other side, down. Inhale up. Nice fluid motion down. Squeeze your tummy muscles. Inhale up and down. And then when you're up, a little sway. What you're going to feel is like your tailbones like very rooted. So you can move around on that. Move your shoulders. It's nice. You're very grounded, very rooted through your hips, around your body. The rest of the body's fluid. Okay. Bring your hands into breath. Inhale, take the hands up. We're going to exhale and open up the hands. I'm going to set an intention. I'm going to take care of myself. And do what feels nice. I'm going to put myself first and then bring the hands back down towards the heart. Namaste.